Hello and good day to all you Squiffer enthusiasts and cool cats. I now present to you my Squiffer guide, which comes in 4 parts. So let's waste no time. Let's get to it, everyone. Well, as you already know, this weapon needs no introduction on my channel. It's my primary weapon, my favorite since, Splatoon 2. But yeah, I'll let the records speak for themselves. I use this thing probably, 80% of the time. I love it. But yeah, I am sure you're not here to, listen to me gush about how much I love it. You want to hear, information. You want to hear how to play better and just to enjoy using the weapon in general, and this is where I come in. I'll be more than happy to give you some tips and pointers, but I won't throw too much in this beginner guide, but I'll give you enough info just so you can know how to play it, and yeah, so let's get to it. So yeah, the Squiffer. It's a middleweight charger class weapon with a charge time of 0.75 seconds, which is like lightning fast, man. It's pretty cool, and it has the point sensor for a sub weapon. Now we'll be touching on that topic later in the video. I feel differently about the point sensor than most folks, so I'll just leave it at that. Then lastly, we got the Big Bubbler Special, which is a massive improvement over the previous games. It serves as a protective shield that can protect you or teammates, or even serve as a beacon. So, right here, you're about to see a big bubbler being deployed. Bam! There it is. It'll protect you from outcoming attacks. It can help you set up for charged shots, or just to make an escape if you need to. It's very useful. And then lastly, the special charge for that big bubbler is 190, which is pretty low. So if you could stack some abilities to make it charge faster, you'll be getting that thing so much. You could be helping your team so much just by placing that big bubbler in the right spots at the right time. Just like you saw, just now. And lastly, there's a few special things about the Squiffer. It has the ability to pierce through multiple opponents at once. Ba-boom! There we go. And it has the ability to do that, so if you could try, to aim your shots, you can get a couple of collaterals. See, look at it doing a little happy dance. But yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love doing that. Anyway, the last thing it can do is it can fully charge in the air. Now, yeah, just ignore that fail. I didn't do it right. So, Spadoo! And with the fast charge time, you can land some pretty sick snipes in the air. Yeah, you're not gonna find that in your home Squiffer wet jet. I'll tell you that. All right. Well, that's all for the basics. So let's go to the next topic, shall we? Alright, my friends, now it's time. It's time to discuss the role of the Squiffer. Mainly, you want to be, supporting your front line. So the term for that, if you're familiar with the terms that are circling around these days, is it's an anchor / slayer, is what most people would classify the Squiffer. So yeah, to keep it simple, you want to push to the middle, which in turf war, that's the objective, and hold the position, just covering any flanking routes, throwing point sensors, and just supporting your team. And only push if your team is leaving you in the dust. But you still gotta watch the center. So as an anchor, long story short, just stay put. Don't move now. No, your team needs you, so just stay put. But of course, there is going to be times where you're going to have to play the Slayer. And as you can guess, that the Slayer role is to slay, which means you need to splat opponents. And you've got very powerful tools to do so. You can use your point sensor to locate enemies, track them, and predict their movements. And then you got the last tool in your kit, which is the Big Bubbler. It can be used for the offense as well. You can place the shield to buy time and force opponents to approach you, and then make them play your game. The only way they could break the shield is by A, getting inside and destroying the beacon, or using triple ink strike and booyah bomb specials. Oh yeah, and they could just destroy the shield the old-fashioned way by shooting it as well. And as of patch 4.0, Tentamissiles are now fully blockable. Eat that, Tentamissiles. Alright, so that covers all I want to cover in this beginner guide, but I'll share some tips and tricks as well that you can use. As you can see here, the Squiffer is great at painting up walls for your escape. A fully charged shot can create a straight path upwards. And now it's time to show a little painting tips here. Now this is what not to do. Look at that, he's just painting a straight line. That's not very much ink now, is there? Come on now, fix it. Show us how it's done. No, that's not how it's done. Come on, Everett. Oh, don't give me that. Come on. Yeah, so you just want to angle your shots upwards. Well, would you look at that? You did it. Way to go, Everett. I knew you had it in you. Oh yeah, just a note, Everett is the name of my angler. He's my original character for our story. But anyways, on to the next tip. What not to do with Big Bubbler. Look at that. You deployed it in the wrong place. Now it's really small. But it does last the same amount of time, it's just the radius is a lot smaller, and so try to avoid sticking it under ledges if you can. Another tip is you can hide under ledges, so you can start your charge, complete the jump with the charge above, and get a splat, and force people to approach you. Very useful for places that have ledges like this. Inkblot Art Academy is a big one for this. Give it a try. Now, this last one's not really a tip per se, but it's something you can do and it looks really cool. Just swim up the wall, jump, and splat. Just keep your aim straight and it should be relatively easy to do. Okay, now he's just showing off. Alright, well, this is the last thing I want to cover for today. I want to look at some gear builds with you guys. Now, I'm going to show my setup and a couple I have. And then I'll list, helpful abilities as well for beginners. So, let's take a look at my first one. Alright, well, this is my go-to classic outfit with the bowler hat and the battle crab shirt. The gear abilities I use on this one are special charge up, so I can use Big Bubbler more often, sub power up, and ink saver sub. That way, my point sensors can have more range, and I use less ink doing so I can throw more. It's perfect for, keeping up with the intel and not being caught off guard. And also, you should just see how far you can throw these point sensors with this. I mean, they could probably join a baseball team. I'm not sure if cephalopods play it, but you never know. Alright, and my next build, it's all built around mobility. So you got swim speed up, walk speed up, And Ninja Squid. It's perfect for sneaking around and moving fast. It's also good for walking across those grates that, you know, slow you down. Yeah, so this kind of setup is big for the Squiffer. If anyone, you know, is starting out, I would recommend it. But a lot of pros use it too, so it's just a useful build because you can move around so fast and it helps with surprising and getting out quickly. And movement with the Squiffer is key. Gotta go fast. Alright, and for my last build, it's nothing too special, but it was my setup for a long time. This one relies on sub power up, ink main, and ink efficiency. So, if, you know, I can still throw a lot of point sensors and regain my ink fast. I've used this for a while and it's my personal favorite. I got no footage for this because it's obvious, but yeah, here it is. Time to go and get a strike. Last but not least, I'll just recommend a couple of abilities for you. One I could recommend is Drop Roller, which will let you roll in any direction after a super jump, which can come in handy to avoid attacks. Another gear ability I could recommend is Special Saver. It will save your, you know, so you can use Big Bubbler more often if you get splatted a lot. Comes in handy. Well, everyone, that's all for now for this beginner guide. I covered most of the basics, so just, you know, in conclusion, you just treat it as a midline support slayer / anchor. But you mostly just want to be an anchor and play the objective, as I've said before. Just remember, if you don't have the right fundamentals, your gear abilities won't matter. Learn how to play the weapon. Play with the range. It's strong. It's short, but it's very strong. And use that to your advantage. You can play in choke points really well and cut people off. But most of all, and I mean most of all, I play this weapon because I have a lot of fun with it. There's so much you can do. So much area maneuvers and jumps, and it's just a unique take on a charger. And I love it. I hope you all will like it too, and perhaps give it a shot. In the future, I plan to make more guides for the Squiffer that goes into more details about, you know, gear builds and some more advanced techniques. As well as I will cover the ranked modes as well, because I've mainly only covered the basics of, you know, playing the objective in Turf War. So yeah, I'll make a guide on ranked modes as well, or just make it part of a intermediate video. And I'll also make the gear ability guide as well. So expect more in the future. I will keep you all posted in my community updates. So expect that, and yeah, that should be all for now. I just want to give a big shout out to It's Oreo27 for playing with me in these matches, or some of them are featured in this video, and yeah, I just want you to, you know, just give a shout out her way and thank her, and perhaps subscribe to her as well. She has a great community. Alright, well, that's all for now. Until next time, stay cool, cats.